good conversation under basic mechanics on 3D forces, most especially on this particular question. So all what you need is your tea, and then make sure you don't have sugar in it so that you grab it small small, okay, whilst we have the class. And then along the way, I'll be asking you questions, and make sure you put your questions in the comment section so that I'll do video on it for us to discuss further until you go and write your exam. Okay. So we have this particular force with us. The question says that what? Determine the magnitude of the resultant force acting on the point O, right? And its direction measured from the what? The x-axis. Okay. So all we need is to what? Look at the amount this particular force, the force what? 750 is making in the what? The x plane, the y plane, and finally the z plane, right? And then all what we need to do is to be able to know at all times where the direction to the what, where we are resolving it to. So realize that this particular force is in space. We are looking at the amount this particular force being in space is given in the y-axis, the x-axis, and then finally within the z-axis. And I said it in our first video that anytime you know the what, the force, or you know the direction to where you are going to use cos theta. But whenever you don't know the angle to where you're going, and it's what? Opposite to each other, or in other words, what? It's 90 degrees apart. You just take the what? The sine part of the same angle, and then you are good to go. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's resolve this together. Realize that what? We have a certain plane, right? So we have a plane. So let's look at the y-axis. Y-axis is in this form. Okay, sorry. The y-axis, and then we have this particular plane. This is the plane. And then you realize that this particular side is also making a contact here, right? So we have the force this way. So if you resolve the force into this particular side, that means that you know the angle to where you're going. So in terms of the y, it's going to be cos. But then whenever you resolve it to this side, which is the sine part of what? The angle in opposite direction, which is this side, it's the same as the force here, because this line is what? Is parallel to it. So we can call that side what? P, right? So this side will be called what? P. Okay. Once you have that P in mind, so we can say that what? Let's resolve P alone. We can say that the force P is equal to 750, right? 750. We don't know the angle to the force P because we have it only to the y-axis, right? So we can take what? Sine of what? The 35 degrees Celsius, right? Which will give us a corresponding value of what? Let me have my calculator with me. Okay. So that will give me what? 430, right? 430 point what? 18, right? Now, since we know the force to this side, so let's look first of all, look at we know the angle to this side, we know the force to this side. We can now resolve it into the x plane, right? Because now at this point we have what? The force acting this way, and then the x-axis at this point. So since you know the angle to the x-axis, that's what? 25 degrees Celsius. You can now resolve the force easily to that particular side. So the resulting value will be what? P cos, because I said anytime we know the angle to where we're going, that will give us P cos what? 25, right? Degrees. Plus, looking at the y-axis, realize that this particular 750, solving it into the y-axis becomes more easier. You don't need to resolve it into a plane before you now resolve it. So 750 cos, because you know the angle to where? To the y-axis. So that will give us what? 750 cos what? 35 degrees Celsius. Plus, now realize that the in between the x and the y is making an angle of what? 90 degrees. So since we now know from the plane to the x-axis is giving us 25, then the sine of it will give us what? The corresponding angle within the z-axis. So we'll get a resulting value of 750, sorry, of P, because it's the P that is in that plane, of P, because P is what? Making an angle of 90 degrees between the z and the x. So it will give us what? P sine, because we don't know the angle to where we are going, 25. Or either we can choose to also subtract 25 from 90 degrees, and then we do it what? Cos. At that point, we know the angle to where we are going. So our total resultant value, f of what? 750, will be equal to, we know the value of p, right? P is what? 430.18 watt. Then we add the cos what? 25 to 8 plus 750 cos what? 35. And finally, we have p sine 25, which is what? We know the value of p, 400 and what? 30.18 watt sine 25. Okay, sine 25, we know that value. So it means that the force what? 750, the total resultant of it will give us what? Corresponding values of what? 300 and what? 89 point what? 88 what? Ix. So the force in the x plane. So a way to represent it, plus that of the y, right? Which is the second one, because that's what is giving us what? In the y plane. That will give us the corresponding value of what? 614.136 IY. And then finally we have what? 181 point what? 8 what? IZ, right? So that is the what? The total individual forces that the 750 is making in the what? The x plane, that of the y plane, and the z plane. And realize that this is what? A vector. Why is it a vector? Because it has the magnitude and the direction. So it's telling us that the force is giving us 389.88, which is the magnitude, in the direction of what? The x plane. So that is why it's what? It's a vector. Okay. So now let's look at what? The individual resultant, the force 900 what? Newton is giving us. Okay. So let me clean this part out. Okay. Okay. Now we have force 900 acting between the y plane and that of the z plane, right? So we realize that the force 900, right, is giving us a certain amount in the x plane, in the z plane, and then finally in the y plane, right? But realize that I said earlier that anytime we have a force acting between where the force is acting in the y plane, we know the angle to where we are going, we could just resolve it as what? Cos. But then if we don't know the angle to where we are going, we can just resolve it as what? Y. So let's first of all look at the x plane, right? To resolve it into the x plane, it's not that easy. We need to first of all resolve it into this particular plane that has been given to us. Of course, already I've discussed this one with you. So the force making at this point is the same as the force that's acting at this plane. And realize that we know the angle to where? That particular plane. So let me just bring that force here. I have this one as the y plane, and then the plane is this way. So I can call that force what? Let's say the first one was P, right? I can call that one what? P1 or P dot. Now you realize that the force is acting this way, which is what? 900 Newton. The angle is making with the what? To the plane is what? 65 what? Degrees. So if you want to resolve it into that plane, that will just give us what? 900 what? Cos 65, right? So I can say my P1 is equal to what? Uh, 900 cos what? 65 degrees. So it means that P1 will give us what? A total resulting value of what? Of 380 point what? 35. Okay, so let's keep this one in mind. Now let's now look at what the force the 900 is making in the x plane, in the y plane, and finally in the z plane, right? So let's do that. Now you realize that if you want to now, because we've now resolved this into this plane, and then we know the angle to the z plane, we know this one from here to the z plane is just here. This is the z plane, and we know the angle to the z plane The angle to the z plane is 20 degrees. Of course, you can know the dimension. So we can say this resulting value is the same as what? The force we resolve, which is P1. So we can call it P1 cos what? 20 degrees. That is in the what? In the z plane, right? Plus, or let me put it this way, minus. Why am I saying minus, right? Realize that when you resolve this particular force into the, we have the x plane at this point, but then and then the force is acting this way, which is the 900 newton. You are now going to resolve it into the what? Into the the x plane. But then we realize that the force is moving in opposite direction to what we have here, right? So that will give us what? Negative, because it's acting in the what? In the left hand side. So we'll get a resulting value of what? P, right? P sine, because we don't know the angle to where we are going. So we are going to resolve it in terms of what? Sine. So that will give us P sine. So we have the 20 degrees Celsius. So that will give us P sine what? 20. And then in what plane? In the x plane, right? Plus finally the force 900 newton going into the y plane will not be difficult, right? Because we know it whenever we are resolving into this particular plane. So if we want to resolve it into the y plane, that will just give us what? 900 what? Sine what? 65 degrees. Okay. So the force 900 total resultant will be P. We know the value of P, right? P is the same as what? 380 cos 20 Iz. And then finally we have the negative P, which is what? 350 sine 20 what? Ix. And then finally we have what? 900 sine what? 65. So we can now look at the amount senior is given to us in the x plane. Of course, the amount that this one is giving us in the x plane is the same as what? Negative. So we are not talking about this is z. Talking about this first. Negative what? 130 point what? 1 ix, right? And then let's look at the iy, right? This is iy. So iy is what? Plus 815 point what? 68 I what? Iy. And then finally we have what? The last one, which is the z. And then of course the z is what? 35 what? 7.14. So now let's scroll small. Okay. Now what are we going to do next? All what we are going to do is to now add the force in the x plane, right? So realize that we have the resultant x. So we are adding all the forces within the x, within the y, and finally within the z. So let's say so this x, you add this x and x together, and then you add the y together, and then finally you add the z, which is this one is the I of z together, which will give us what? So we can call this one what? Our resultant force. There's a difference between magnitude and the resultant, right? Our resultant force will be the addition of the x plane. So if you add the x plane, we are going to get what? 259 what? 0.78 what? Ix, right? Plus the force in the what? In the y plane, which will give us what? 1400 and what? 80, right? 80 y plus 500 and what? 39 point what? 22 what? Iz, right? So this is our resultant force. Now, the question states clearly that we should find the 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 angles, right? So this is our result, and we now need the angles. So anytime we want to find the angle the force is making in the what? in the x plane, right? Don't forget, unit vector is the same as cos theta. Anytime you have, let's say, force of x divided by the magnitude of the force, this is the same as what? Cos theta, right? So when you take f of x, that means that you are resolving the forces in the x plane, right? So if you want to find the value of x here, we can say the theta x is the same as what? Cos inverse of the force within the x plane divided by the force in the magnitude of what? The force, right? So here we are going to find the force in the x plane, which will give us what? Cos inverse, right? Of the force within the x plane, which of course in this case is what? 259.178, right? All divided by the magnitude of what? The force. Okay. Plus the force within the what? The y plane, which is what? 148 divided by the magnitude of the force, right? So sorry. So this one will give us what? The angle within the x plane, right? Similarly, we find the angle within the y plane, which will give us what? Cos inverse of what? 1480 all divided by the magnitude of the force. And then finally we have what? Theta z, which is what? The force within the what? The z plane, which is what? 539.22 all divided by what? The magnitude. So this is cos inverse, sorry. Okay. So thank you. Now let's proceed with getting this magnitude done. Okay. That's a very done deal. So if you want to find the magnitude Fr, right? Is the same as the root of what? The individual forces within each plane, right? Of the resultant. So we have 259 point what? 78 or what? Squared, right? Plus which force? 1480 squared. And then finally we have what? 539.22 all squared, right? So this Fr magnitude is going to give us what? A resulting value, right? It's going to give us a resulting value of what? 1000. Sorry, the force I had here was actually 30. Sorry. So it means that this place will also give me what? 1430. I think that's it. Okay. So 1430. So this will give me a resulting value of what? 1550.25, right? So we just need to replace them by the f, and then we are done. So after we have replaced that with the force, now our angle within the x plane, right? Theta x is going to give us what? A value of what? 80.4 degrees. Theta y is going to give us what? A resulting value of what? 22.17 degrees. And then finally theta z is going to give us a resulting value of what? 69.7 degrees. Now at times they are going to tell you to find the angle between the x plane and that of the y plane. I will really appreciate that you do that and put it in the comment section. And then if possible,